Yo, 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 yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Put the one if you can hear me. Put the two if you can't. But if you can't, obviously you wouldn't put any sort of number because you'd be confused. You'd see a mouth moving, and you would not be too sure what's transpiring. But we are watching The Last Dance, Michael Jordan and the 1998 Bulls, but really a recap of Jordan's Bulls throughout the 90s. And it turns out that episode 3 will be fixated on the legend rebounding machine that is Dennis Rodman. Now, what you probably should do at the conclusion of both episodes, so that most likely would be 11 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 p.m. on the West Coast, and if you're somewhere in the middle, that'll be 10 or 9. Go to ESPN Plus. Go watch the 30 for 30 on Rodman. Definitely something that you want to go and watch. I'm going to wait until we get to the commercial here on the live broadcast on ESPN, that is. So if you got Fios, it should be at channel 70. If you have other cable providers, right in the chat room what channel you are watching it on and which cable network you just so happen to have. So, each one teach one. So go and help somebody out so they can go and get the broadcast. Shout out to Jonathan Hill putting 10 on it. Says the Steelers draft grade. I will tell you in a little bit. But I can say so. I do like it. But I'll go into detail as to why in just a little bit. I'm going to be going live with Marv Glover tomorrow discussing on the Hold My Nuggets podcast, discussing the draft. So most likely, I'm gonna give just a small, brief recap today. Small banter between myself and you guys, but for the most part, draft was very interesting. Don't forget you can sync to your television with the Hot Mic app. So if you have not already, download the Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. Get the app on your phone. But Jonathan Hill, to answer your question, I do. When it comes to the Steelers draft, enjoyed damn near all of the picks, really. There were some people saying we should get a running back. There were people who were saying we should get a quarterback. I say I wouldn't have got a running back that high. You picked up Snell last year. You got James Conner, although he's made of glass. He's there as well. I love the pick of Chase Claypool. Definitely need a big target for Ben now returning, so I really did like that. Picking up the guys that we did pick up, it seems as if we're adding much needed depth to numerous positions. So I really did enjoy that. What's going on? Once we get to the commercial, I'm going to go down the line and then shout everybody out. No, no link for the broadcast this week. If you do, matter of fact, I can look up a live stream. I'll see if I can get one for you. Give me a second. This shouldn't take too long. I have been scheming for years, so I should be able to find something. It literally should not take that long. See my eyes moving? I'm at work. Got it. It didn't take that long. Oh boy. Now if you access to a computer, I would hope if you're not just watching on your phone. Buff Streams has always been my best friend if I am nowhere near, my home and ability to see things. So Louis the King in the building. How's it going? Dark Ride, how's it going? Paul, how's it going? Anthony White, how's it going? Amari, how's it going? Preston V89. Malik, how is it going? And keep sharing it in the chat room. Keep letting people know what channel you are watching live on. Let them know your cable provider. So if you just so happen to have it, you can go and find the channel. Somebody will aid you, help you out if you don't know where ESPN is. Now, if we're talking Dennis Rodman, you got to be somebody who's relentless to go get the basketball, because people don't take into account how good this brother was, because he didn't score any points. It's not all about statistics, effort, hustle. This is what made Rodman great. Sam, how's it going? Dragoon. Yes, Malik, he has his nails painted because Rodman was a wild brother. You're going to find that out. If you did not know before how crazy Dennis Rodman was, you about to find out. I'll tell you this much. If social media was a thing in the 90s, Dennis Rodman would be the biggest athlete. You see how Odell is the largest social media athlete in the sport of football? Basketball, it's LeBron and Steph Curry and, pretty much I think it's LeBron. It's really LeBron first and everybody else falls behind. If that was Rodman in the 90s and we had social media, I don't care how good Jordan was. I don't care how good Jordan was. Rodman would have been the biggest athlete in the whole world. Brother would have had a reality show. He dated Madonna. You mean to tell me people who don't even watch sports would have been tuning in to see what Rodman doing? Yes, indeed. Cameron Diaz, I believe. Was it? No, Carmen Electra. Pardon me. Carmen Electra. Were they married or did they just get to engagement? I can't recall. Gerald said, do I think Rodman will be sad when Kim Jong-un dies? Probably. Watch the, if you haven't already seen the 30 for 30, watch it. It kind of explains why he went over there. Oh, boy, here come the Jordan rules. The Bad Boy Pistons. The reboot, YTC says ESPN. It's on ESPN. Indeed, it is. You're welcome. I hope you all were able to go and find the stream. Oh, Garnett says they were engaged. Oh, okay. All right. Great. Diet Soda, you're absolutely correct. Rodman was an example of hustle and effort. Basketball, what it really is. And I'll tell you this much, especially in the sport of basketball, because it's one of the few sports where you can almost bypass natural talent with how hard you work and the effort you put in. Football, it works to an extent. Basketball, you can absolutely suck on offense, but because you're good on defense, you can survive. Football, there's a whole lot of other things that take into account. However, you can go very far with effort. There are a lot of people who got no business being in the NFL because they can't really compute how to read coverages or formulate some sort of plans, but their effort get them places. Rodman was somebody who did have talent, but he had relentless effort. Brother would play 45 minutes, have 0 points and 28 rebounds, 25 rebounds, 18 rebounds. This was a guy who I don't give a damn if I never put the ball in the basket. I am going to outwork you. King Sean says, did Rodman start off his career with wrestling or basketball? They talk about it in his 30 for 30, but I believe it was basketball. I don't recall if he wrestled. But he went towards wrestling 98. Cameron says, I'd say Marcus Smart. Oh, are we talking about? Malik says, if Patrick Beverly, the modern-day Dennis Rodman. Oh, no. You know what? Cameron, I really like that. Marcus Smart probably. There's another brother in the league who can be the modern day Rodman. There's a guy. Oh boy. Marcus Smart really you can't say is one of the closest ones. Golly, no, I can't say Draymond Green. I can't say Draymond Green. No, Don Gorgon. People do talk about Eric Flowers. He keeps a job because some GMs are kind of stupid. They see you're a first round. You were drafted in the first round, so they just hopeful that you can grasp the glory days of what you did in college. Eric Flowers is atrocious. He got no business being in the NFL. I'm sorry. He has improved since joining. Was it is it Washington that he's at now? It's in the NFC East. Is it Washington? Somebody let me know where Eric Flowers is right now. I believe it's Washington. But last year, wherever the hell he actually was improving. No. Diet Soda, I can't say 2014 Kawhi because Kawhi was still getting buckets as well. You know what? I'd have to go with Marcus Smart, man. Marcus Smart, yeah. Can't say Boogie. Boogie is a force on offense. When Boogie's healthy, he's the best center in the league. Sorry, Embiid. Sorry, Jokic. Ooh, Ben Wallace. Nah, Ben Wallace was a different monster. Ben Wallace was a better defender than Rodman, in my opinion. Ben Wallace is a whole different monster. He wasn't a master of energy, though. He was just a way better, Pat Beverly is more of Beverly's more of a Gary Payton kind of player, but with less offense. Because Payton could still score baskets. It's one of the things that people don't quite understand about Gary Payton. They just think, oh yeah, the glove, just straight defense. And rightfully so. You should know about his defense, but Gary Payton could give you buckets. Ooh, Udonis Haslem, that's a good name. That's a great name, but wow. Udonis Haslem, that's a great name compared to Rodman. Not really that much of a his level of defense not that high. I'm a Miami Heat fan. I know how good Haslem was, but when we talking about the level of what Rodman was at, I think Marcus Smart is a better defender than Udonis Haslem in Haslem's prime. And Marcus Smart does a whole lot of stuff. Ben Wallace was a better shot blocker than Rodman, but I'd also say Ben Wallace was a way better defender than Rodman, too. The only thing is just versatility. Rodman can guard 1 through 5. Ben Wallace can't guard 1 through 5. Rodman may be one of the most versatile defenders of all time, if not the most versatile defender of all time. Now, versatility does not make you better than somebody else. Me saying Wallace was a better defender is no slight on Rodman, because Rodman is still top 5 defender all time, in my opinion, when we talk about bigs. Because I'm not going to go into, overall players. I feel as if we're going to be here all day if that's the case. Damon Gibson says Joakim Noah, the modern day Rodman. I can't. Oh boy. Nah, because Noah's productivity was a small window. Oh, they're talking about 88 here. That 1988 season, had Jordan won a championship, it would have been the single greatest season in NBA history. There was only one other person who probably came close. LeBron's 2013 season, that could have gone down as the greatest single season in NBA history. If only he had won the Defensive Player of the Year and also had the unanimous MVP vote. I don't know who voted for Melo, but whoever did, somebody needs to send an Italian to his house with a potato. The Italian will know what to do with it. Man, Jordan's season was different, man. Oh, did he just floor it? He took a brother's ankles with a ball fake. Golly. Wow. J. Dave says, what about Tim Duncan as the next Rodman? He was a great defender, 8-time first team all defense, 7-time second team all defense. Tim Duncan doesn't have to be the next Rodman. Tim Duncan was a force himself. You can argue Tim Duncan is a better defender than Rodman. He didn't have to be the next Rodman. Tim Duncan was a force by himself. A lot, and although Kobe has passed on, when we talk about career comparison, we always talk about like the top players of all time, and they say, well, MJ and LeBron, and then they bring up Kobe. We don't talk about Tim Duncan enough because his game is considered boring. We don't look at the fact that if Tim Duncan and the Spurs and Popovich decided what we're going to do is we're going to play through Tim, and Tim is going to get as many shots as all these other guys out there, and we're not going to have a system that's going to get the ball to Parker, get the ball to Ginobili, and Tim Duncan was just going over there taking 25 shots per game. He's the greatest player of all time, undisputed if that's the case. We don't talk too much about how great Tim Duncan was. So consistent, and on top of that, missed the fundamental and had the best system. 18 seasons of 50-plus wins? Come on, man. Come on. And more importantly, it's not as if this man was just a pedestrian on these teams. Tim Duncan was still giving you buckets, being very productive. He's one of the greatest passers as a big man of all time. Brother was a killer, man. Cedric Tyler puts 5 on it. Do you think Kim Jong-un surgeon is going to get the Tommy treatment? Oh, no. Bang. You can't even get an open casket funeral. I actually put up a meme just like that on my Twitter. Yes, I do. If Kim Jong-un passes away, his surgeon, it's over, brother. Take the L out of lover. It's over, brother. He going to get to his house. There's going to be nothing but plastic on the floors. He going to be, wait a minute, is this an episode of Dexter? It's over. All right, let's go down the list. Shout the individuals out. What's going on? DJM28 says a potato. Oh, yeah, a potato. Mal Allen, David, Hunter Thomas, Rashawn, Gerald, Diet Soda 27. Who'd he say? Malik. What's going on? Ian, Clemson fan. How's it going? Clemson fan, what are your thoughts on what Houston did in the draft? If this is the Clemson fan that I usually talk to. But we'll talk about, well, actually, tomorrow, live stream. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Dark Rye, Amon is king. It's me talking. Jay, Juice Man, Sherrod Petaway, Justin Perkins, David, how is it going? YouTube, JPM, Jackson Fabrizzo, Nathan Clarkson, J Dave, Gridiron Yuki, Official Jumpman 24, 4th and 19. Oh, I can't say that David Robinson overshadowed Timmy. He did not. Kawhi, no. Kawhi's time came after Duncan. Parker Ginobili, I can't say anybody on his team overshadowed him. The other superstars in the league, because they were more popular, overshadowed him. When you came to play against San Antonio, you had to deal with Tim Duncan. When we talk San Antonio, we talk Tim Duncan. When we talk NBA, we talk other people. It's not to say he was overshadowed on his team, but the league itself. Oh yes, Clemson fan. All right, same guy. Who was it by the because when I was watching the draft live, I think somebody was taken from Clemson, and I wanted to know your thoughts on it, but I can't remember who. All right. Ray, Dwayne Thomas. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me tomorrow. Stay creative. How is it going? Isaiah Edwards, Anime, Alvin Johnson, Leonardo Pinder, DeWillie Smith. Who cares? How's it going? But I'm happy that they started talking about Rodman and his impact on those Bulls teams. Because you don't bring in Rodman, they probably don't win those championships. You need that energy. Remember at the conclusion of episode 2, where they showed they were struggling without Pippen. Imagine what their team would have been like that second half of the three-peat without Rodman. Oh, they're talking about the 1989 first round against the Cavs. The game-winning shot from Jordan to end the series. Oh, it is going to be good. If you have not already, no, not T. Higgins. It was much earlier in the draft. It wasn't Clyde. Was it Clyde Edwards-Helaire? No, that's LSU. I'm tripping. Is it the linebacker? Who was it from Clemson? Golly. Or was it Houston's pick? It'll come to me. It's on my mind now. So, because I remember I was sitting there. I'm like, God, I want to ask him what his thoughts was. I should have DM'd him. I should have DM'd you. Up until this particular point, for the Chicago Bulls, they did not have a history of winning. A lot of people just think, when you think the Bulls, you think they were always great because of the greatness of the 90s. A lot of people, they have a short-term memory loss when it comes to sports teams. Whatever you've done recently, that becomes your legacy. Like Patriots fans, they think the NFL started in the year 2000. The way that they talk, you would have thought that losing in Super Bowl 31 never happened. Losing in Super Bowl 20 never happened. Is it 20? It was 20. Yeah, it was Super Bowl 20. You thought it never happened. Things of this nature, you got to remember what the history of a team was and where the spark was. And for the Bulls, this was the spark, this win against the Cavs. DJ M28 says the second three-peat Bulls is why Shaq went to the West. Did he not leave? Shaq went to the West after 96. The 97 season was Shaq's first season, if I'm not mistaken. 96 to 97. Because I think Kobe's first year was Shaq's first year with the Lakers. Shaq was still on Orlando during the 72-10 Bulls team, if I'm not mistaken. It was 97. It was... It was after the finals. 72. No. 72 Bulls team was 90, 95, 96. Shaq went to the Lakers. Kobe got drafted in 96. It was after, so it was 96, 97. That was Shaq's first season, right? Yeah, it was the second year of the three-peat. Yeah. Yeah, I know I was right. I had a feeling. I'm not tripping. I can't say that's why he left. Jealous of Penny. Golly, what a shot, man. Jordan shot right there, hanging in the air, right at the middle of the shot. Oh boy, that's a hell of a shot, man. Did you see Jordan tell him? They put the mic right in front of him. Yeah. That's hilarious. You hit the game winner. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Skip Bayless is in the house right now. All kinds of lube and lotion, and there are paper towels everywhere. His wife is trying to get into the room and saying, baby, not again. Not again. Skip is saying, shut up. Stay out. It's me and MJ in here. This was the catalyst of what became the Chicago Bulls of the 90s. Everybody needs a turning point moment. This was the moment for MJ's Bulls. Because it gave them the belief that they truly can win. You can win all day in the regular season. When you get to the postseason and you lose, people don't care what you do. Peyton Manning. 1998 to 2000. What was his first playoff win? 2003 when they went to the AFC Championship. I believe that to be the case. But then the Super Bowl in 2006, when he finally got there, people don't believe you can win. They're like, oh, yeah, you can tear up the regular season all you want. Postseason come, what you doing for me? Oh boy, we about to get the Jordan rules. Once you see John Sally talking, we about to get a story. Oh, Bill Laimbeer. Oh, that's a golly, Bill Laimbeer. That's a brother you don't want to be in a bar fight with. Bill Laimbeer is the guy when you could go to the gym all day. All day. You got muscles on top of muscles. You walk into the bar, somebody start with you. You're like, I'm about to beat the shit out of somebody. You get hit in the head with a 40. That's Bill Laimbeer. You thought you was about to have a fist fight? Nah. Bill Laimbeer walked in and hit you in the back of the head with a bottle. He also the person who you can go and get professional training. Word. My muscles ain't work out? No problem. I'ma go train. You start training with Mike Tyson in his prime. Somehow you hop in a time machine. You go back to the 80s. You training with Mike Tyson in his prime. You working with Customato. He got himself the focus band so he don't die. So you working with him. Bam, you got all the moves. You walk into the club. Where's Laimbeer? Where he at? You told the people inside the bar, yo, get rid of the bottle so he can't hit you over the head with a 40. You square up with Laimbeer. You like, oh, I'm about to knock you out. Woo, boom, shoot you in your appendix. Bill Laimbeer fight dirty, man. Bill Laimbeer fight dirty. Malik says Laimbeer was Brock Lesnar. Indeed he was. When you go to the paint, you got to deal with him. As the Haitian parents would say, wap jouen avem. Oh. Send him to the foul line. Now, if you've never played basketball before, you have to understand how difficult it is to get into the paint. It's not an easy thing. And mind you, when you get fouled and things like that, it wears you down. It's similar to when you play when you're watching wrestling and you continue to see people go for pinfalls, it wears you down. When you're watching football and some people run up the gut and you're constantly getting hit left and right, but if you're a defense and you're doing the hitting but you're taking the blows, similar to what we've seen with Derrick Henry, wears the defense down. Wears you down. Jordan, because you can come into the first quarter, you can have all the energy in the world. You go into the paint, yeah, I'm getting hit, I don't care. Fourth quarter, you're going to have the spaghetti legs. You're not going to jump as high as you did. You're not going to move as fast as you did. You're not going to have the same energy that you did. That is what the purpose of them banging you up was. Sally, I'm going to touch you up. Rodman, I'm going to touch you up. Laimbeer, I'm going to touch you up. Rick Mahorn, I'm going to touch you up. We get 6 fouls apiece, brother. That are 20, that's what, 24 times you can go to the paint and possibly take a shot. They wasn't getting fouls on the perimeter. Go back and watch those Pistons versus Bulls series. Go back and watch them. DJ M28 says, imagine if the Bulls had faced Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets in the finals, who would win? The Bulls teams. Depend. 94, I believe, honestly, had they met in 94, the Bulls, then again, that would have been a tough matchup for the Bulls. 95, I believe that the Bulls would have, the Bulls would have lost that series. You know what? Actually, no. 95... If Michael played the entire year, I think 94, the Rockets were destined to win. 95, not so much. Yeah. 94, I think the Rockets would have won. 95, I'll give it to the Bulls. Because 95 Rockets was kind of weird. But then again, the Bulls were getting better each year. Boy, you know what? I am conflicted here. I am very conflicted here. Boy. You know what? If the Bulls win in 94, the Rockets they probably wouldn't start so slow in 95. Golly. Oh boy. All right. I'll ask you guys. Who wins? Let's just say MJ never retires. It is now the finals in 94 and 95. Chicago somehow, they make it to 8 straight finals. We're just going to play plug and play. 94 Bulls versus 94 Rockets. Who wins? 95 Rockets versus 95 Bulls. Who wins? I think the 94 Rockets probably still would win. 95 Bulls, if Jordan played the whole season, I think they would have probably won there because Jordan tasting defeat would be on be on a wrecking sort of situation. I want to say 8 rings so bad, man, but I don't know, man. That season that Hakeem had when he had gotten the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year, I think they were destined to win. Somebody said LeBron wouldn't survive. Oh, Diet Soda said LeBron would not survive in the Jordan rule. I beg to differ. LeBron would bitch and moan. You would see him whining a lot to the referee. That would happen. He would go to the line, miss free throws left and right. However, LeBron would survive because his body would not fail him. The only thing that would be different is modern medicine. Now you're going 30 years back. So he spends millions of dollars treating his body. $1 million in the 80s was a little bit different than the $1 million now. More importantly, people were not making that much money at that point. So there's a question of the durability. But let's just say he stays healthy because Jordan stayed healthy. If he's healthy, LeBron survives. LeBron is somebody you can put into every era because of the discipline that he has. He'll still, I got fouled. They hit me. Ref, what are you doing? That's still going to happen, but he will survive. Would he flop a lot? Amonis King says he would flop a lot. Yes, but he still would. LeBron would have died. No. LeBron, he would move a little different perhaps, but he would still go to the paint. I don't think you're going to stop him because remember, young LeBron ain't have no jump shot like that to where it was knocked down. He was going to the paint. So if you banging him up like that, I ain't got no jump shot. LeBron not going, I'm going to convert to this jump shoot. You got to work. Well, you got to stick with what works. So he going to start working. He might just become, honestly, if LeBron had a Bad Boys Pistons team earlier in his career, he'd have been a whole different player, man. Some people say it's the Celtics. Perhaps. But LeBron would have survived. LeBron would have survived. Kobe would survive too. There's just certain sort of mentalities that would survive. Like LeBron now, he'll survive. 2011 LeBron, mentally weak. LeBron, maybe not so much. But then again, at the same time, without the media being as big as it was, the level of expectation might not be completely weighing you down. Oh, Eric Tompkins, you're looking for the video? I got you right there. Yes, they talk about this here regarding Dennis Rodman's attempted suicide on his 30 for 30. They ask if Curry would survive. Emmett's King says, would Curry survive back then? Yes, because he can shoot, but Curry wouldn't be as praised. I can tell you that much. King Sean says Giannis would have most definitely survived the Jordan era. Man, I can't say Giannis is somebody where you see the way he moves now, the length that he has, but it would have been tough, man. It would have been tough. It'd have been very tough. Because they'd test Giannis's durability. Boys. Giannis really can go. You know what? I'm chatting, man. Giannis probably make a seamless transition. Yeah. Diet Soda says 2009 Melo is very deadly. Could have won that year, indeed. That Denver Lakers series was amazing. J. Dave, that's the thing for me. Back then, Curry could shoot all day, but would he be able to deal with what comes with that? Because back then, oh word, you keep shooting, you afraid to come into the paint, I got something for you. They're going to send the enforcer. Is Curry going to be able to deal with that? Because back then, man, I could cut your leg off with a chainsaw. I wouldn't even get a tech. Referee going to be, hey man, you're going to have to break that up. My leg, you're going to have to break that up. Somebody clean this up. Things was different back then. Oh, wasn't ready for that photo, but yeah, Rodman. Oof. Oh, DJM 28 says that 2011 Dwight Howard was a beast, was real close to winning both the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, but it wasn't gonna happen. But you know, he was an absolute. Orlando. Let me tell you something. Orlando, Dwight Howard alone is a Hall of Famer. We as sports fans, real sport fans know, but the media seems to have forgotten how good Dwight Howard was. That's why him to the Lakers, I say, oh, it's a wrap, because that is much needed depth. And all Howard needs to do, he's in the best position of his career right now. The Velveteen Dream and Rodman are one and the same. If you know wrestling, if you watch NXT, the Velveteen Dream is like Dennis Rodman, bro. They one and the same. Yes, DJ M28, you are absolutely correct. If Dwight ain't mess up his back. Oh, 4th and 19 says D Rose is a Hall of Famer. I am truly it is only time will tell. From where we sit right now, man, it's kind of hard to put D Rose in the Hall of Fame. Because his college career, I think they kind of wiped that because he was accepting money. I can't recall what the official verdict was, but D Rose might be the first MVP to not make it to the Hall of Fame. But luckily, because he plays basketball, he could get in. Because the Basketball Hall of Fame, everybody gets in. Everybody gets in. The only people who you like, yo, what the hell, you're not in yet, really is just Chris Webber. And that's only because his college got scrapped. In my opinion, D Rose is a Hall of Famer. But it's going to take some time. Because of the era that he plays in now, with the amount of players now that you can look with the eye test and say they'll be Hall of Famers, it's going to be kind of tough for D Rose, man. But Grant Hill, no problem, got in. T-Mac, no problem, got in. But D Rose's peak was such a small period of time. I don't know if the voters are going to give him the respect that he deserves. But Thomas B says, do I think Anthony Davis would have survived in the 90s? Actually, yes. Because Anthony Davis is like Patrick Ewing, but way better. Patrick Ewing is probably the best, jump shooting center ever in history. AD can play the 5 or he can play the 4. Back to basket, he has his strength. From outside, he has his strength. It's not fair. Anthony Davis would have survived for sure because of his game. The only thing is, does that that's why it's kind of hard to take players now and put them there. Like, if you take their style of play, then by all means. But the actual physical player, now you got to take into account how available will he be? Because let's just be honest, Anthony Davis don't be on the court every game. And with modern medicine now, it accelerates how fast you're back. Back in the 90s, Anthony Davis missing like 25 games a year. With the way that treatment was back then, that 25 games has now become 40, 50. So who knows if he even has an opportunity to truly become Anthony Davis. Yes, Justin Perkins, Rodman was a great passer. He won 2 Defensive Player of the Years. He never once in his career has averaged 1 block per game nor 1 steal per game. He is one of those individuals. That's why when you talk sports, it cannot only be about stats. Because people only look at stats now and just assume, well, if you don't have this level of efficiency on paper, then your game and your impact is deemed moot. You can look at somebody who has 10 turnovers and say, man, you suck. Because look how often you turn the basketball over. But you discount the fact that you're constantly trying to make a play. That's why a lot of people, they think Westbrook is overrated. Westbrook has made the triple-double. He's made it so easy for himself to get a triple-double to now we look at triple-doubles like, man, that ain't impressive. Brother had 42 in a season. Ain't never been done since Oscar Robertson. Averaged a triple-double for the first time since Oscar Robertson. Had it 3 consecutive seasons, and we look at it like it's not impressive because this brother does it so often. That's what happens when you don't really know the game. We look at somebody who averages like 20 points per game, and we look at, wow, you only score 20? Well, all these other guys score 28. So we lose how good somebody really is. We think awards should be given to the person who has the highest numbers. Because James Harden averaged 36 last year, he should have been the MVP. But look how much points he's averaging. It's not all about points. A lot of people, let's just be honest. The media plays right into it, and then sports fans, they allow themselves to be bamboozled. They let themselves get caught in the genjutsu. They don't actually watch games. They look at box scores. Honestly, ask yourself. They look at box scores. When we talk about MVP voting and things, you know how many people have constantly said Steve Nash should have never won an MVP? 2006, questionable. 2005, without question, in my mind, it's got to be Steve Nash. People always say, man, they stole 2 MVPs from Kobe. Well, how can it be 2? 2005 couldn't possibly go to Kobe. Your team sucked. Should have probably been Shaq. But Steve Nash took a 24-win team and made them the best team in the league, if I'm not mistaken. And it ran from him. Now, some people can say Amari. 2006, you can make the argument Amari. 2006, I believe it should have went to LeBron. 2009, that should have went to Wade. 2008, the same argument that you can make for Kobe winning in 2006 over Steve Nash, you can make that same argument for Chris Paul winning over Kobe. But if you watch the games, you would know that. But of course, we ain't talking about that. The Willie, I say no. Nash winning in 2006. It's not something that made me look at it like, oh, that's crazy. I understand why. I would have probably gave it to LeBron, but Nash, he got further, so I can't discount it. But at the time, that's when MVP was announced, I believe, during the first round. Now, believe it or not, although the NBA tries to act like we're not taking postseason into account, any award show that happens at the conclusion of the entire season, there's no way you don't take the playoffs into account. Like in 2016, when Atlanta went to the Super Bowl in NFL, in the NFL, there's no way that the NFC Championship didn't dictate who won the MVP. If the Packers had beat the Falcons and went to the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers would have been a 3-time MVP. But it was the Falcons that won. You had to give it to Matt Ryan. Both had sensational seasons. Although Matt Ryan had a sensational season, that game was for who's going to win the MVP, and then ultimately who blows the lead against Brady. But we ain't talking about that right now. Kobe should have won MVP in 2006. Chris Paul in 2009. Oh, you meant 2008. Yeah, I agree. Chris Paul in 2008, I truly believe. But it was because Kobe ain't had one for a very long time. And it feels uncomfortable saying that because it's not, oh, poor Kobe, let's give him an award. I don't think that was the case. But 2008, I believe that was Chris Paul. 2006, I understand why you would make the argument for Kobe. And I look at LeBron's season like, oh, that was great. That was a great season. But although I still say, Nash, you could get it. But I understand the argument. It was a very close race. Ridiculously close race. Oh, it's me. Token says, well, I got to mention that. So I had to. It fit the mold. Who cares says D-Rose stole LeBron's MVP? Certainly could have been LeBron. Certainly could have been LeBron. But it was just D-Rose's impact on that season because he had a ton of MVP moments. And the NBA is one of those leagues where literally your moments can get you over. Steel Maiden 56 says, what's my thoughts on the draft? I will be doing a Steelers draft review because usually I don't watch college football like that. So I can't give you a grade on players, but I do watch film. So I'm going to be analyzing most likely tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to record the review on the draft pickup. Oh boy, yeah, that's a blow. Yeah, that was a big time super blow job. That should have been in Brazzers. While the Yankees blew that 3-0 lead to the Red Sox in 2004. That was the last time I actually watched a baseball series through and through. Dude, look at the hair on this guy in the room. What the hell? Yes, official Juffman 24. I agree. Steelers did have a decent draft. Scouted a great deal of those players. I watched some of their films, some very good stuff. I'm gonna go back and watch. DeSavian says choke job easily. The Buffalo Bills 4 straight Super Bowls and not one win. I can't say it was all choke jobs. 90, the missed kick from Norwood. That's a choke job for sure. 91, they weren't the better team. Washington was the better team. 92, I believe that's when they had gotten blown out. Or was it 93? One of the games, they had the Cowboys on the ropes, and then all of a sudden, they came out in the second half and changed their entire game plan. But that's for a different time. We ain't talking about that right now. I don't want to get my mind riled up. One thing that I hate the most in sports is when you're doing something that works, and then you try to outsmart your opposition. So you say, oh, they're going to try to stop us that we're doing this. So let's try something different. And you end up screwing yourself over. You take out your penis, you stick it into your own asshole, and you fuck yourself. That's a visual you didn't want, but here it is. What a haircut on that kid, huh? 92 was a blowout. 93 was a season, right? Yeah. Sam says the Yankees lost a 2-0 lead in 5-game series to Seattle in 95. Well, that probably gets forgotten because they won 96 through 98 in 2000. Or was it 96, 90? I can't remember. All I know is they won 4. They won like 4 in 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. So that ends up getting forgotten. Winning cures and winning gives people amnesia. 96, 98 through 2000. Oh, okay. All right. Cool, 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 cool. Leonardo Pindo says Raiders versus Tampa Bay was also what was a choke? Not necessarily. Gruden knew all the plays, but Tampa was a hell of a team that year. So I'll never discount how good Tampa was that season. A lot of people make it seem as if, man, it was just a Tony Dungy team that he took to the Super. Gruden played an integral role. Whoo! Why? Yes, W.Y. Diggy, that '92 Oilers team. Yes, indeed, that was definitely a choke job. This brother Rodman's hair was something to see, man. Oh wow, damn, damn. Rodman was sick. He just wanted to be recognized. That comes from childhood. That comes from childhood. Lack of acknowledgement, not feeling good enough, that comes from childhood. Oh, yeah. A lot of us have had that feeling. You finally get acknowledged like I'm important. And the best person, oh, you see me. Number two comes back, you fall to third, you fall back into the third wheel situation. Ah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's brutal. He did say something though there that basketball is a simple game. I agree. I agree. The understanding of how things work are very, very simple. Attention to detail really can take you over the top. Yo, MJ has the biggest dent in betwixt his eyes, like right here between his eyebrows. Like, why is it so deep? Like, what's going on here on MJ's head? Look at MJ's head. Look at the indent. Yes, I did hear about Jameis Winston getting signed by the Saints, and I absolutely love it. Although I roast this man day and night on the commentary, if you've watched my videos regarding my reviews on games, I've been the biggest Jameis Winston fan. I've always believed in him. The only issue that he has is just the turnovers. You put him with the right coach who truly can groom him, he will be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. There's a perfect situation you learn from not only Sean Payton but also Drew Brees. Let's just be honest, Taysom Hill is nothing but a gadget player. So, Willie, absolutely correct. Jameis will be an MVP candidate without the turnovers. Dude, that's a nice motorcycle, man. I got my motorcycle license. I got to go get myself one. I think they about to start talking about when Rodman went over to WCW coming up in episode 4. Curly Hair Messiah says, I want to personally thank you for the Dreamers video yesterday because I was real hesitant on starting a YouTube channel, but now I'm gonna do that and a Twitch channel. Hey, man, go out there and do your best. Give it a shot. Gotta go, man. Valentin Belluno says, will we see the episodes live? They are live. There you go right there. They are live. But what are the thoughts on the 3rd episode? What do you think about the Jordan rules? If you did not know of the Jordan rules and the uphill battle that he had to go through against Detroit, there's an open door for you to learn about it. Also, regarding Rodman, because he is highlighted in 3 and 4, both episodes, make sure if you have access to ESPN Plus, go and watch the 30 for 30 on Dennis Rodman. Hell, even search the internet. Just search, watch Dennis Rodman 30 for 30 and see if somebody can, you know, or I shouldn't say if somebody can show you the link. It'll pop up. Oh, my. Well, there's Carter and Electra. Makeup is a hell of a thing. Make you look the same way you did 20 years ago. But then again, she does have, I guess, a very good skin treatment to make sure that your face looks youthful. Oh, it's me token says that she can still get it. Well, that ain't no lie. In fact, I just have to make a special episode of sliding into her DMs. Red Doctor says, am I mad with the Chase Claypool pick? No, I enjoy it. I love it. I think that brother was a sleeper. Valentin says, is the documentary supposed to help with the understanding of the documentary? Well, maybe. Gerald says, thank God Rodman didn't become a simp. Well, this lady didn't answer the door when Michael Jordan knocks on the door? King Sean says if Harden was on the same team with Hakeem, they would have most definitely won a championship without question. Without question. The only problem, well, then again, it would have looked a lot like 3 years ago, 2017. That would have been the 2017 James Harden. You wouldn't see a whole lot of 22 seconds with the basketball. Had he been playing with Hakeem Olajuwon, without question, they'd win a championship. It's not even a question. Put him on that 94 team. Whew. Malik says James Harden wouldn't go to the line 24 times in the mid-90s. Exactly. That is what's so but Harden is such a gifted scorer. He would have still been able to get to the line, really. It's just the durability. Are you willing to take the punishment? That's the only thing. But Harden's an exceptional shooter. I think he's number 5 on the three-point list. So I think he would have been able to adapt. And Harden's a very gifted passer as well. Let me not say gifted. Good passer as well. So he would have put his teammates in a great position. You put him on any Houston team over the case of the 90s, it's an upgrade. He would have fit in seamlessly. But it's kind of tough to take athletes of this generation because they are way better athletes now than they were back then. 2000, and I ain't even talking about the MVP season. I think Harden, the year that he lost to Westbrook, was better than the year that he actually beat Westbrook in the MVP voting. Well, then again, beat LeBron. Because 2000, let's just be honest, LeBron was the 2018 MVP. Because that Cavs team had no business going as far as they did. But you denied Westbrook for so long, so. But I can't. I'm just saying. 2018 NBA MVP should have been LeBron. Harden should have won in 2015. But Curry, kind of hard to deny him. 2016, there was nobody but Curry. Parth Kumar says that last year's Harden was the best Harden ever. I can't say you're wrong. It is your opinion. I wouldn't agree, but. Man, Rodman is what a lot of Rodman's, I guess, ability to not care what other people think, in a sense, is what a lot of people should aspire to have. However, it does come with the toll because he does want acceptance, but at the same time doesn't care for it. So it's a lot of cognitive dissonance in his mind. But the ability to live your life unapologetically, a lot of people should strive to, achieve that. Oh, yeah. Westbrook's legendary moment in Denver. Oh, beautiful. Last game of the season, you score 50, game winner, and the triple-double. You got to be kidding me. Magnificent. And kicked Denver out of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Only downside was you had to play against Houston and you lost in 5. But that season, that was one of the seasons where you look like, yo, Westbrook carrying these guys? You mean to tell me you go to the bench for 2 minutes? You was just up 10. You go to the bench for 2 minutes. You down 3. They were negative 44 with him off the floor. That's craziness. Ian says, is Phil Jackson the greatest coach of all time? Most accomplished. Most accomplished. He's got 11 as a coach, 2 as a player, 13 overall, but I say Greg Popovich. You can't deny championships. You cannot deny championships. But I say, for my taste, Greg Popovich. I got Phil Jackson number 2. Then Pat Riley, number 3. You guys are thinking of Steve Kerr. With 8 championships, you're thinking of Steve Kerr. 5 as a player, 3 as a coach. Fitsum says, what do I think of Ja Morant? I love that kid. He's going to be around for a long time. Ooh, John Wooden. Okay. John Wooden. Oof. 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 That's a tough one. Golly, can't leave him out. That's why it's tough to rank. That's why it's tough to rank. You always forget somebody. Rain Sanders says, what's Pop without Duncan? You saw it. Still a 50-win team. Pop was lucky to have great players around him, but he ran a system that was able to sustain for 20 years. Hey, Phil Jackson had a strong head, man. Okay, hook shot Jack. Yeah, you can't forget Red Auerbach either. Rashawn says who has a better upside, Trae Young or John Morant? John Morant, because he's got a better team. Individually speaking, John Morant. Trae Young, he can shoot out the gym, and ball handling is A1, and he's able to get to the basket. But John Morant is way more athletic and has those same attributes. Just not as good as a shooter. John Morant can, get his jump shot to the level of Trae Young. John Morant, no question. But I would say John Morant. But it's close, man, because both are so talented. DeSavian says we're going to ignore the fact that if the Chiseled Adonis was in the NBA, I'd have at least 5 MVPs. Oh, no, I would not. I would not. I'd be a great role player. I would strive to have MVPs. In my mind, I would think I'd get an MVP, but 5'11", you don't win too many MVPs, man. Yeah, Phil Jackson tall, man. Phil Jackson 6'8", but that's a big brother. Yes, curly hair Messiah. I agree. Ja is a good shooter. He just don't take as many shots from deep. But Trae Young is an even better shooter. Who cares? Says Zion or Ja. I'm saying Ja, but Zion has so much room for improvement, and he's already good because you can't. His first step is one of the greatest first steps I've ever seen. That brother's special, man. Like, think about it. He had so many. I think he only had like 3 games out of the games that he played this season where he didn't score 20. He's going to be something scary, man. Let Zion develop a jump shot. It's over. Over. That brother's scary, bro. But right now, I'm saying Ja. But potentially could be Zion. And Zion's in a perfect position. Lonzo Ball is starting to reach the right level. You got Brandon Ingram that's there. It's a very young team. Pelicans going to be a force. They're going to be a force. You know what I think the Pelicans going to feel like? Those grit and grind. Was it grit and grind? Grizzlies? I can't remember what their nickname was. And I ain't saying Gruden grinders. But the Pelicans, you're going to have to deal with them. I'm telling you. A few years from now, you're going to have to deal with them. They keep their core together, you're going to have to deal with them. Because Bron getting older. KD getting older. Curry Warriors, they getting, well, not really. They're going to be early 30s, so they're still going to be around. But Pelicans is coming. DJ M28 says Zion versus Giannis in the finals one day. Maybe, but it's going to look way different because I don't think the Pelicans will be there within the next 5 years. Milwaukee has a window. They have a window. If you know the NBA, the success that they're having right now of 60-win teams, it's not going to continue to be like that for a very long time. I like Bullhoser, but I like him, but soon enough, Middleton might just want some money. Some people going to want to go places. Bledsoe will probably end up going somewhere else. A lot of people going to be moving, so I can't say I see them as of right now because of the way that they are. Maybe not, but down the line, potentially, yes. King Sean says, what about Luka Doncic? Woo! That brother cold. Luka can be LeBron. Luka literally can be LeBron. And he didn't have to wait until year number 8 to have a jump shot from not only deep in the perimeter. Luka's got the whole package. He fixing to win the MVP within the next 5 years, in my opinion. And if KP6 can get back to where he was, you're going to have to deal with Dallas. Because they already playing way better this year. Luke is a dog, bruh. Luke is a dog. Rashawn says more Magic than LeBron. I say Luka's more like Bron because Magic could score, but LeBron's scoring package was better. Luka already can score from anywhere he wanted. And when it comes to scoring ability, Luka's better than Magic ever was, in my opinion. So that's why I compare him to LeBron. Clemson fan, yes, Giannis on the Heat. I was hoping that'll happen. I'm hoping Pat Riley makes the move. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Preston says big-time players like Giannis rarely stay in small markets. Exactly. Because although Giannis has a different mindset, like, I don't care about all this glitz and glamour. I just want to win. Somebody offers you a $200 million contract. Well, then again, the Supermax would be coming from the Bucks. But he may sign a 4-year deal, whatever, and then when he turns 30, who knows where Giannis goes. That's the thing. It's not the upcoming contract. I believe Giannis will stay. It's down the line. When he's 31, where's Giannis going to go? DJ said Giannis to the Warriors. Yeah, all right. Ooh, the introduction of the triangle offense. This is the offense that not only Jordan ran, but Kobe also ran. I should just say it's Phil Jackson who ran it, and those are the two beneficiaries of it. Giannis to the Lakers? Hell no. I did hear about that possibly happen, but hell no. I don't think that's going to happen. He's not going to go and play with LeBron still on the team. Nah. The Lakers down the line, maybe, when LeBron's retired, but it's not happening. Giannis to the Spurs? I'd never heard that. Oh, no, that's a lie. I did hear that. But I don't know. Because I don't think Pop is going to coach anymore. Tim Duncan's going to take over. Matter of fact, you know what? Damn. Duncan takes over. Yeah. You know what? That's very realistic. Louis the King won. You may be onto some over there. Fitsum says, how about those Clippers? Clippers very good. I don't know about Giannis going there. I'd highly doubt that has anything to do with what we're talking about. But regarding the Clippers, very good basketball team. Malik said loyalty in the 90s was 99 overall. Loyalty today is 0. Well, it don't have to be at 99 now. Organizations deal players left and right like they're trash, so players take power into their own hands. They put their pride aside. People just want to win. Or I should say, yeah, people just want to win, allegedly, kind of. Hey, Doug Collins. I think Phil Jackson would have been a good coach. Wow. That news anchor is a douchebag. That's how you lead the story? He said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're getting ready to go to work right now, then you're probably not Doug Collins. Fired today. That's wild, bruh. I'd have been sick. He need to make it. If that was me, I'm requesting for that news anchor's, location to be public. I'll be damned if somebody said that about me today. I get fired. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers of Chicago news, if you're getting ready to go to work today, you're not Doug Collins. He got fired. He's going home. They told him best of luck in your future endeavors. I'm going to fight him. I want to fight him. 33 different options. Good Lord. Look at the ball movement. Look at the ball movement. That's not even a great shot from Jordan either. That's just amazing. Look, that was great. That was great defense. Oh, damn. Damn, Jordan Wallow. Yes. Jordan still, and remember, Jordan took less shots and still led the league in scoring. Keep that in mind. That's how good the brother was. It's Me Token said, imagine if MJ broke Wilt's record. It could have happened. Juice Man says, MVP Derrick Rose was paired with MJ, Pippen, and Rodman. The Bulls would have the most championships ever in the NBA. Most championships ever. I mean, you're going to win 19? Nah. Them on the same team, you'll win for sure, but if Rose was healthy, I mean, they would still win, but the most championships ever? I mean, at what point do you pair them together? Because Rodman came later on. When do you, MJ started, he was already 4 years in when Pippen showed up? 3? 4 years? So, what point do you put certain players on the team, and do they still move at the same pace that they regularly have? Oh, somebody said the Celtics got 92 championships? Whoa, wait a minute. Celtics got 17. No. 17. Celtics got 18. Lakers got 17, right? Am I tripping? Or Celtics got 17, Lakers got 16? Because it's a difference of one. Is it 17, 16? Or no, I feel as if it's 18, 17. I may be wrong. Celtics 17, Lakers 16. Oh, okay. It's 16. It's 16, 17. Okay. Gerald says, could you imagine if the Celtics had 92 championships? Hell, I don't even know if the NBA is 92 years old. First champion was in 47. Yeah, I think the first champion was in 47. So the NBA is 70, like 73. Yeah, the first champion were the Warriors in 47. Oh, that's disrespectful. Rodman stood there like that? Damn, on defense? Damn. Damn. I just want to see Michael's reaction right after the game. You just see defeat. That's the look of defeat. Well, that's acceptance, but you see the defeat on his face. That's the look of defeat right there. Yeah, you're right. Gerald, you're right. The media ain't care then. It's me tokens and the media don't care now. They don't. This is what makes a champion. Yeah. YG the B says, which NBA is better, the old school era or the modern era? I'd say the modern era. For all intents and purposes, the modern era is better because you can showcase much more skills. This is the heart of a champion here. Louis the King said, "Did Jordan's kids ever play basketball?" Yes, they did. They did not go Division I in college. I can't say they were trash. They just weren't NBA level. Oh, YG the Beast says, you're talking 70s through 90s basketball. I appreciate it, but I can't say it's the better version. Without question, this version of basketball now is the highest level of basketball we've ever seen. Is somebody desperate to win here? MJ finally took a look. Mind you, take into account what they just said here. Jordan ain't start going to the gym, ain't start working out until after losing in the 1990 playoffs. You led the league in scoring, I think at this point, 3 consecutive years? 4? You've already won an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Scored 69, scored 63 in a playoff game. You never weight trained. All you were was cardio, 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 body weight. That goes into the greatness of Michael Jordan. Imagine if Jordan played nowadays, in this generation. You're not allowed to not weight train. His first 7 years of his career, brother ain't weight trained, and look how great he was. That is the greatness of Michael Jordan. DJM 28 says Russell Westbrook versus Gary Payton. Who would win? That'd be a great matchup. That'd be a hell of a matchup. But I got, boy, that's tough. I'm gonna go Russell Westbrook. I'm going Russell Westbrook because Westbrook is relentless, and I think his stamina will outlast Gary Payton. Virtuoso put 2 on it. Will MJ weightlifting face become a meme someday? Perhaps. It's just somebody who just wants to win, man. That's how you're supposed to respond to adversity, man. You take your L on the chin. You figure out, all right, I got to regroup. You can't sit there and be a victim to what happened. Jordan saw that they were losing. Back-to-back years, you done got the boot out the playoffs from who would become the world champion. And to beat a man, you got to beat the man. There was no stutter when Ric Flair said it. So Jordan said, what we going to do, we going to get in the gym as a team and get better. Remember the story of the Pro Bowl following the second championship that the Cowboys had won, and this is when the Pro Bowl was after the Super Bowl. Michael Irvin having just won, the Super Bowl and hanging out with the NFC. Here comes Jerry Rice walking over to him and says, hey, buddy, just want to let you guys know I will be training and I'll see you next year. Michael Irvin like, yo, son, season ending tonight. What are you talking about? You already started training. Fam, we don't start off-season training around the league for like a few months. What's this guy talking about? And what happened in 94? They go in and win the Super Bowl. 49ers, that is. Some people just got that gene. Not to put a shot on Michael Irvin because he's one of the greatest receivers of all time. But some people just losing, the pain of losing makes you want to go out there and be the best player that you possibly can be. J. Dave says, whoa, beat the man. Not beat the man, but not beat the man like that, beat the man like that. No. Who cares? Says the Warriors 2017 to 2018 versus the 95-96 Bulls. Give me the Warriors. Yeah, give me those KD Warriors. It's just too tough to defend. It's just too. They make more threes than you can make twos. It's just too tough to defend. Gerald says Rice was winning chips in the 80s. He won one in the 90s. His team wasn't as superior. They were losing to the Cowboys, but he recognized that. Back-to-back years, NFC Championship, you getting bounced by the team that's going on to win. Oh, nah, I'm going to have to do something. Stacks Montana says Wilt Chamberlain versus Shaq, both in their prime. Woof. I'm taking Shaq. Shaq just too strong. Oh, and then again, Wilt was ridiculously strong too. You know what? Boy. You know what? I'm taking Wilt. Give me Wilt. Wilt just has more energy than Shaq, so he would outlast Shaq one-on-one. The two most dominant players in NBA history. Rashawn says T-Mac or Vince Carter. Give me T-Mac when healthy. Take a look here. Look at the change. Come here, Lambeer. And one. And one, Lambeer. Look at the eye contact. Jordan came here to play. He looking all of them in the eye. Get the brooms ready, ladies and gentlemen. Get the brooms ready. Who wants to go to the finals? That's the Chicago Bulls. Brassman put $4.99 on it. Said, yo, can two NFL teams that ends a game in a tie go into Death Note or L Train? I've been trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to put them in. Damn, Rodman pushed the hell out of Pippen. Son ain't care. That is the signs of a champion. Look at the maturity. Gage Markham says best college football team versus worst NFL football team. Who wins? Best college football team, the 2001 Miami Hurricanes. Worst NFL team, probably the 2008 Lions. The 70. Which Bucks team was under? I can't remember which Bucks team. Was it late 70s, early 80s? I'm not going to say, maybe even the Browns. I'll take that Canes team to win against a professional team. I'll say that much. I'll take the Canes to win. It was 76, right? Yeah, 76 Bucks team. Man, I got the Canes winning each one of them games, man. That 2001 Canes team, without question, greatest of a team of all time in college football. They winning. Gage says, who do I think is the current best? The current best college team, would that not be LSU? Just on recency. And then the worst team being Cincinnati. Would Cincinnati lose to LSU? I don't think they would. I think Cincinnati would win. Oh, Mike don't care. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Jordan shook everybody's hand. Hey, Jordan ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Jordan ain't wrong. Jordan's right. You take your ass with it like a man. You look the person who kicked your ass in the face, and you say, you got me. It's the one thing. Hey, you get your ass whipped, you stand up, you take it like a champ. You could go and lay in the fetal position when you get back to the locker room. You take that L, you look the person who beat you in the eye, say, all right, you got me. I'll be back. You don't even got to say it. You just say, yo, you got me. And you hold on to that until you get another opportunity. Hey, what's going on, Chase? Gridiron Yuki says top 5 football stadiums. Wow. Number 1 is Jerry World. So AT&T. Number 2, Jacksonville, because they got that pool. So Jacksonville. Number 3, Pasadena, where USC plays. Coliseum. 4, Honolulu Stadium, where they used to do the Pro Bowl. 5, Arizona, because they were the first with the retractable roof and all that other stuff. But all right. Von Trell says Larry Bird versus Celtic Paul Pierce. Larry Bird, come on, man. That's not even a question. DJM28 says the Pistons should have won in 2005. Yes, they should have, but for some apparent reason, Rasheed Wallace forgets. Yo, I got Robert Horry and let this man hit it in Game 5. They would have won. I will never forget that. I remember watching. I'm like, yo, what is Rasheed doing? You step down, Robert Horry wide open at the top of the key. Stupid. Had they gone up 3-2 without my no ifs, ands, or buts, the Pistons repeat. AK says Vince Carter or Julius Erving. Man, Julius Erving. It's me. Token says I can't get over the Raiders not being in Oakland. Neither can I. Who cares says Wilt is the best scorer all time? No. Wilt is arguably the greatest, most dominant. Best scorer all time? I say MJ. I say MJ. Because of just the variety of being able to score different ways. Variety of being able to score different ways. Versatility in doing so. Oh, it's the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Malik says, who would win in the debate, Skip and Shannon or Steven and Matt? Skip and Shannon, without question. It's not even going to be close. Sam says, worst sports city in America as in unsuccessful teams? Well, it was Cleveland. Might still be Cleveland because they're at the bottom of damn near everywhere, aren't they? Well, the Indians were pretty good at one point, but then they lost in the World Series. Maybe Cleveland. I think maybe Cleveland. It's still Cleveland, ain't it? Cleveland. Detroit has a baseball team. Detroit. No. Wait, Detroit. Detroit's Didn't Detroit's hockey team? Didn't they Is Detroit's hockey team good? Oh boy, Atlanta. Atlanta's struggling too. Oh boy, yeah. Okay. Cleveland, Detroit. All right. Cleveland, Detroit. Detroit had a dynasty. Detroit's hockey team had a dynasty at one point. They suck now. Because you got to look at who sucked for a very long time. Because we're talking about the worst sports city of all time. I think it's either it gotta be Cleveland. It gotta be Cleveland or Atlanta. One of the two. But we are approaching the finals, and this is why a lot of people always talk about Jordan ain't face no competition. Oh, they're old. Magic is a back-to-back MVP at this point. Phoenix. I don't even think Phoenix is really considered a sports city. Are they? Atlanta has never won, right? Yes, indeed. Magic was still 31. He was still in his prime. That brother was a back-to-back MVP. People make it seem as if, well, Kareem gone, so they're at the end of it. Magic was still a dog, bruh. Had he not got AIDS, HIV, I can guarantee you Lakers would have still been dominant throughout the 90s. You'd have seen a whole lot of matchups between the two of them. You know what's funny about this documentary? It's about the last dance, but let's recap everything that done happened. It really could be done in one episode. It really could be done in one episode, but they're going to milk this for all it's worth. Oh, there's the old switch in the air. The brother ain't even have to do it. Look how high he was. Look how high he was. You got to float to do something like that. If you look at it in real time, you might not understand how impressive that is. Wow, look at the lateral movement from Scottie. Listen, you can't tell me these guys can't play in the modern era, dog. Look at the lateral movement there. That's great technique. Magic ain't no slouch. That's sensational technique. You picking up Magic at 50 feet? Come on. Magic looked beat. Diet soda, yes indeed. James Worthy is considered. He is underrated now. People just, they forget, man. Rashawn says Worthy or Parrish. Worthy. Well, back and forth here in Game 5, going into the fourth. Daddy DeVito says best NBA player at every position. Magic at the 1, MJ at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Tim Duncan at the 4. Give me Kareem at the 5. God, I want to put Shaq. And I want to put Wilt. Give me Kareem at the 5. Malik says, "Do I like the 2-3-2 format?" Yes, I do. I felt as if it was very special. A lot of people said it's actually an advantage for the team that doesn't have home court advantage because, well, you get 3 consecutive home games. I beg to differ. I like the challenge because now you tell the visiting team, or I should say the team that doesn't have home court advantage, or I should say the team that does have home court advantage, you say, yo, you're not about to have no easy road. Oh, you win this. Now you can just go back home for Game 5. No, hell no. You got to win 3. You gotta go there 3 times straight. You in enemy's territory. I felt as if it was the best format. I hate the fact that they changed it. Look at that emotion there. They finally done one. Kawhi as the best. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Top 5 at every position. Whoa, Diet Soda. Whoa, wait a minute, Diet Soda. Hold on. There's a top. It was top 5 at every position. Golly. Oh, your favorite. Okay, your favorite lineman. All right. This is the start of what made Michael Jordan. See, Magic was always a class act. He probably shouldn't have said busted through, though. Oh, now we're going to fast forward back to present day. Well, actually, in 98. Oh, there's after the Super Bowl. Somebody, B-Main, I should say. Says that LeBron needs to go bald in order to achieve Jordan and Kobe greatness. I don't think he allowing himself to go bald because the hair might not come back. Rick Steiner's son got picked up by the Ravens? Wow. DJ M28 says, who won Super Bowl in 98 again? That was the Denver Broncos. Well, yeah, they won back-to-back. But the game that was played in 98, that was the Broncos versus the Packers. The 1998 season champions was the Broncos over the Falcons. Oh, I believe that was during the streak of the NFC winning. I think it was a 13-year streak. I think the last AFC team that won was the Raiders in 83. 84, San Francisco. 85, Chicago. 86, the Giants. 87 and 88, both the 49ers. No, pardon me. 87 was the Redskins. 88, 89, the 49ers. 90 was the Giants. 91 the Redskins, 92, 93 the Cowboys, 94 San Francisco, 95 the Cowboys, 96 the Packers. Yeah, 13-year. Who cares? Says Shannon Sharpe is a top 3 tight end all time. I beg to differ. No. Malik, the Raiders won in 1980 as well, but it was also in 1983 that they won. They were still a member of the AFC. Gridiron Yuki said, did I know that Thaddeus Moss is going to the Washington Redskins? Yes, I did. So Willie the Shinobi says that Shannon Sharpe is a top 5, but he's not top 3. Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, those are my top 3 as well. Golly, the Jazz just got hoed. Okay, Jazz coming back. Wow, Jerry Krause is intriguing, huh? There's the L that they took over there. But let me know what your thoughts were at the conclusion of now episode 4. So 3 and 4, we reviewed the impact of Dennis Rodman, and then ultimately now we chronicled the journey to the first championship. Diet Soda says Malone is LeBron on steroids. I beg to differ. Hashtag Truth says this is getting better and better. I absolutely agree. My only problem that I have with The Last Dance is just the dismissal of the actual season that they're talking about of being 98, and then they only give us a small taste and leave us with the biggest cliffhanger. Like, you gave us a small snippet of the season. You give us a recap and really build us up, and then when we finally get to the season we actually was talking about, you want to say, oh, next week on. Oh, come on, man. But documentary is very refreshing. As you said, Rashawn, it's very refreshing. Preston says, I love how they doing this. Honestly, it's a build-up. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. I'm enjoying it as well. It's just the disappointment of, we got to wait a week. That's the only disappointment. But so far, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I love the backstory of Rodman, because if there were some people who don't know the kind of man that Dennis Rodman was, you have an opportunity now to learn. And as I said during the first hour, go on ESPN Plus or just search anywhere on the internet. Hell, I'll search right now. Go and watch Dennis Rodman's 30 for 30. It is very emotional, but it is worth the watch. And take a look at the standings that they had. When it came to 1990 at the All-Star break, the Bulls was fifth in the league. All right, and they were third in the Eastern Conference. They had already lost more games in that season than they did the season prior, because I believe they went 69-13, and then more than obviously the 72-10 win Bulls as well. Let me see if I can find the Dennis Rodman 30 for 30 and give you guys that link. Well, I'll be damned. Somebody got it on a Google Drive? But who knows? You go and search, go and watch that episode. Definitely worth seeing. But I'm about to head out here, going live with Marv Glover on Hold My Nuggets tomorrow for the podcast, recapping the draft. I will be making a video for the Steelers, draft as well. So stay tuned for that. That'll all be coming tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm happy you guys were able to chill with me, man, and watch episode 3 and 4. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying this documentary so far. It really does build the suspense. So I'll go down the list. As you guys are on your way out, Sam, Rashawn, It's Me Token, Gerald, Quincy. Yes, Rodman did play for Detroit at one time. Won 2 championships with them. Paul, Clemson fan, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll have to remember what it was that I wanted to talk to you about. Mal Allen, David, Ian, Preston, Hunter Thomas, Malik, Diet Soda, Angelo, Lack Ray, hashtag Truth, Gridiron Yuki, J Dave, B-Man, Passassin, who cares? Jordan Stuck. All of you guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Have yourself a great night. Get some good sleep. And stay tuned. More content to come tomorrow. Later.